How y'all doing? Welcome back to Simply Carolyn. I am getting ready to start on my New Year's dinner. So I'm going to bring you guys along with me for some of it. Don't mind what I'm wearing today, y'all. I just have on a tank top, pair of jean shorts. It's hot here in South Carolina. So I'm just trying to be comfortable as I get this done. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. All right, y'all, so my first dish my first dish that I'm gonna start with, most people for New Year's, they have greens and some type of beans. The greens is supposed to represent money for the new year, and the beans are supposed to represent that you will have pocket change in the new year. So my greens of choice this year, I'm going to be doing some collard greens. I have one bag of collard greens left from where I didn't cook my last batch, and I have some cabbage also. So I'm going to put those two together. It's just a little bit of cabbage, but I'm going to cook the greens first because they take longer to cook, and then I'll drop the cabbage in, once the greens are almost done. So right now, my bean of choice is going to be butter beans. I have 2 bags of butter beans. It's the Pixie Sweet. You can find these in Walmart or Food Lion. This is a good brand. This is what I normally try to get whenever I'm doing these kinds of frozen butter beans because I know they're good. I have 2 bags of these, and I'll be seasoning. This is another staple, y'all, on New Year's. This is not the original pack, but it is smoked jowl, and it comes from pork. It's like a strip of lean with some fat in it. It's more or less some seasoning meat. I brought a big pack of it because during this time of year it's hard to find smaller packs, so I figured, well, you know what, I'll buy the big pack, then I'll take it out as I need it. So this is what it looks like. So this is what I will be seasoning my beans with. I also will be making some Hopping John. I do that every year. My son really loves that. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and get this washed up and seasoned. And I'm going to be fixing it in my small crock pot. I utilize my crock pot, y'all, anytime I can because it helps save so much time when you can be doing something else. This is the Continental brand. Just trying to make sure you can see it. And that's what I will be using to start my beans with. So while my beans are getting done, then I'm going to start making my sweet potato pies. So let me get started and wash this meat, get it seasoned and put into my crock pot, get my beans in, add my liquid, and then I'll come back and show y'all what it's looking like. So y'all stay tuned. All right, y'all, so I'm back. This is how much meat that I have in this slow cooker or crock pot, whatever you'd like to call it. And you be the judge of how much you use. Some people don't like pork. I understand that, but I grew up off of it. This is what my grandmother used to season with, so that's what I season with as well. And my seasonings that I will be using will be some of the adobo with cilantro and lime. This is soul food seasoning. Of course, I will be using accent. This is chopped dehydrated onions, and this is Lawry's. So that's what I will be seasoning it with. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to season the meat, put the beans in there, add water, and I'm also going to put seasoning on the top of the beans, so we'll have seasoning on each layer. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and turn my crock pot on low, my low setting. And then again, I think I'll go ahead and turn it on high so that meat can get to cooking. And I'm going to go ahead and add just a tad of water, well, just a little bit of water to the bottom of it. And before I put my beans in, y'all, I think I'm going to let this meat cook for a while because the beans don't take long to get done. I'm going to let the meat cook for a while until it starts to get a little bit tender. Once that gets tender, then I'll come back in and put the beans in. So let's go ahead and get this seasoning in. And y'all, I do not measure. Most times I don't. I just sprinkle. These are the dehydrated onions. Be careful with the Lorry's because it does have salt in it. But those onions, you can use as many or less as you like. Go in with my soul food seasoning as well. And you can also put chicken broth in this crock pot to start it off with instead of water. That's just going to add juice, add another layer of flavor. I'm sorry, y'all, I can't even talk. All right, so this is the cilantro and lime seasoning I'm sprinkling in. And last but not least, my good old accent. There we go. So I'm not going to add regular salt, y'all, because there's salt in some of my seasonings that I'm using. And if those of you that know me, I am diabetic. I try to watch my sodium intake because sodium makes me swell. When I do use sodium, I use the plain salt that does not have sodium in it. So I'm going to go ahead and add some more water to this. I actually want to make sure that it's covered so that it does not dry out as it cooks. So that was 2 cups of water that I added in there. And I'm going to add some more. Like I said, I just want to make sure it's covered. So that's not quite 4 cups. So by the time I add this and get it covered, it'll be 4 cups. Because I didn't fill my cup up the very last time. Alright, so that's there. That's done there. And I'm just going to grab my top. Put on it. Again, I have it on my high setting. So I'm just, once you do this, y'all, you just leave it. And then you check it to make sure, you know, it's tender. Whenever you get ready, then the only thing I'll have left to do is just add my beans. So y'all stay tuned. All right, y'all, so most times when I'm in my kitchen, I'm cooking more than one thing. So these are some wings, hot wings, and a grilled cheese that I did in my Power Pro XL. So this is my first meal of the day, and it's 3 o'clock, so I have to eat because I'm diabetic. But my meat is still cooking for my beans, and I'm getting ready to start on my pies once I'm done eating. And y'all, if y'all hear noise in the background, it's my dryer. My son's trying to get his clothes washed and dried before the new year. Y'all stay tuned. All right, family, so this has been cooking for about an hour. And as you can see, hold on a minute, let me grab something to stir in my pot. I'm sorry, y'all, I should have had myself together here. Give me a minute. So this is what everything is looking like. So now I'm gonna go ahead, y'all. I want to cook my meat at least halfway and then add my beans. So now is the perfect time for me to add the beans. And what is this? This is a 1 pound bag. So I have 2 of them that I'll be adding to this. Y'all, it's hard filming with one hand and trying to maneuver with the other. But guess what? We do what we have to do. All right. Add my other bag here. Ooh, that's not going to be too much. There we go. Yeah. Get all them out there, y'all. All right. So once I add that, this is what it's looking like. So I'm mixing to bring the meat, some of it up to the top. I don't want all of it to stay on the bottom. There we go. So while I did that, I was tasting it to see if I need any more seasoning. And of course I do. So y'all bear with me here. Like I said, y'all, I'm struggling there. Trying to get it at a good angle. There we go. Well, thought I had it good. I'm coming, y'all. I'm sorry. There we go. That's better. So I'm gonna go back in with my same seasonings, y'all, that I had when I put the meat in there. And I'm gonna add some to the actual beans now. I don't think I'm gonna use any more of the onions because I did sprinkle in a pretty good bit of that. So we're gonna go back in with the lime and cilantro. Deal. Cilantro and lime seasoning. Just sprinkle. And as long as the seasoning that you are using is not really salty, y'all, you can use as little or as much as you like. Like I always say, adjust your pots or your dishes to your taste, the way you and your family like it. There's no right or wrong way to cook. It's just however you and your family like it. Different people like different seasonings. This is my soul food seasoning. Now I'm coming back with the the Lawry's seasoning salt. Sorry that was so close, y'all, but my space is small. Now this is what you have to be careful with because that is sort of salty. And then last but not least, we will use accent. If I can get it. There we go. We'll be using some accent, so let's get some of that in there. All right. So I got that in there. And I'm not going to add anything else. It is still cooking on high. I'm going to probably let it cook on high for at least another hour, maybe an hour and a half, and then I'll come back and check on it. If it's pretty tender when I come back and check on it, I'll be turning it off. If not, I'll let it cook a little bit longer, but I'll probably turn it down on low and let it just simmer till it's done. So y'all stay tuned. I will bring you guys back when it is done. All right, y'all, so I'm back to show y'all what my beans are looking like. There they are. This is what they look like. I'm going to let them cook for a little while longer. There you go. So this is an easy way to make butter beans, black eyed peas. I'm not a fan of black eyed peas. I don't like them. But any kind of peas, field peas, you can even make these in here. But if you use dry beans, you'll have to soak them in some hot water, either overnight or for a couple of hours to get them, you know, a little bit softened up. But I like to use the frozen vegetables because it cooks so much quicker. So thank you guys for stopping in. Y'all try this little recipe out and see how you like it and let me know. Tag me in it if you decide to try it. And if you are new to my channel, thank you for checking me out. Hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you as one of my Simply Carolyn family. Hit the all button so you're aware each time I upload a new video. I love you guys with the love of Jesus. Y'all stay safe and stay blessed, and Happy New Year. Bye.